Hello, how are you? I'm frustrated today. I am I had to make you all hold and wait longer today because I was trying so hard to, get set up to do my AI filmmaking with an external disc and, do everything for free and uncensored and all that stuff. And, you know, it was just impossible. It just takes so long to do everything. When I was a kid and they taught me all this stuff and I achieved all that I did, I was dealing with things um in Vega, where I don't know, like the technology is way advanced. I mean I get so frustrated with the level of here it is 2025. And I just can't believe how difficult things are. Just basic things. I know you get used to it and everything, but it's like things should not be so difficult. Just to do basic things, you know. And I'm frustrated. I've spent my whole day trying to do something. Couldn't do it yet. I can't do it yet. I gotta work on it some more. It's like, I don't know, and I'm just really frustrated with my life, and, you know, I just really am. I can't do anything. Nobody I don't know, I wasn't raised for the situation that I'm in. I was not prepared for it. When I was a kid, I was given a pass, given the easy road. Not that I had an easy life on earth at all. It was very difficult for a child. You would never wish that on any child. A child isn't supposed to survive what I have again and again and again. But and to counteract that, Vega gave me the golden key when I was a child and made it really easy for me. It wasn't completely easy. The lives they put me inside of, had their issues, had their obstacles, had their pain, had their suffering. But I had I could I don't know, things were made really easy for me when I was a kid. That was the reward of suffering so much as a child. And, in Vega, they just have a real soft spot for a child, but apparently they don't have a soft spot for an adult. I know they're training me. That's the way Vega is. They train you. I mean, I'm sure all the devils think I'm being tortured by some devilish organization. They think I'm being tortured, and they think, because they're devils themselves, they think they enjoy watching that. They enjoy my sorrow and my pain and my suffering. They enjoy watching it. It's like entertainment. And they think, "Oh, yeah, she's never gonna get anything." Because if they were gonna give it to her, they would have by now. We're just torturing her for our amusement. You know, that's what they think. That's what devils think, and that's a really good cover, don't you think? When you have all the devils fooled. But, I just want Vega in general. I'm just saying Vega in general. The the civilization my grandmother was from, my grandma Flanagan, who I grew up visiting here in Wellsville, New York, down, 30 minutes down the street. Um, Vega set me up for failure in adulthood. They literally set me up for failure in adulthood because, yes, as an adult, I've probably gone through more trauma. You're a child only for a certain number of years, and then you're an adult, and I'm almost 60 years old at this point. And how many years of adulthood have I had? I mean, not full free, I don't have the full freedom of an adult because they've classified me top secret since I was 9 years old. But, being of adult age with no rights, but being of adult age, I've been an adult now for is it 40, almost 42 years. So I have suffered longer as an adult, and it's abuse that I never, everybody, even devils have sympathy for a child and they give them a break, or they know they don't want to kill the child. I mean, they did, but children get a break. They people go easy on children, and rightfully so. So it's yes, it's certain things that are easier for adults. When a child goes through it, you have to have compassion and empathy, of course. You know, th- Going through something when you're not fully developed or prepared is definitely puts you at a disadvantage. And when you're just trying to grow up, and because of the overwhelming empathy that Vega had for me, doing the impossible, little Claire, as a child, they spoiled me. They spoiled me rotten. Even though I was still on earth suffering, I got to escape and do all the things I wanted to do, and I got all the attention, all the accolades that my adult self, who I am today, doesn't ever receive. She stole my child self, stole them all from me, stole everything from me, her future self. And Vega let me. And as a child, I was still in development. My brain was not fully developed, and Pedophile somehow tricked me into thinking that I was competing with my future self. I mean, it's crazy. A person is one and the same, whether it's in the future or in the past. It doesn't matter. One person, one life, right? But this idiotic, insane PEDO convinced me that I was superior to my future self because he didn't think I was going to survive. He didn't think I was going to live. And this guy, his name is Stuart Humper. He got a little chummy with Larry Shaw. Larry Shaw um, admired him and emulated him. Even though Larry was the older one, Stuart was like in his early 20s. I think he's born in, yeah, something like 53. Yeah, 1953. Larry was 30 years old and 75, so he would have been born in 19, was it 40? Wait, is 45? Yeah, he was born in 45. So he's like almost 10 years older. Not quite. But yeah, I really am upset at Vega for spoiling my child self so much to the point, taking away from me, you know. I'm really angry about that my child self got everything. I mean, she took up all the airwaves, and she sucked all the oxygen out of the air, and now I can't even breathe. Why did you let me? I just want to know why Vega allowed my child self to do that. I know she needed a little something. She needed a little more support than I would ever need because she was a child. But why did you allow her to steal everything that is mine today? Why? How could you ever allow her to do that? And I know people who don't understand time travel and don't understand what I'm talking about, but time travel is real, and I was allowed to become all these different people who are still in existence today. My 8-year-old self in particular is the one that really is the spoiled brat. I won't say that about any other ages that I was. It was when I was 8 that I was really spoiled. My 8-year-old self is Madonna. Look at Madonna. You can tell she's an 8-year-old girl, can't you? Yeah, she's still going strong. And you know, I there I'm in different people who have been very abusive towards me in the past, in different ways. And um my 8-year-old self, whenever she was put, I don't know that it was necessarily when she was in a different body with a different brain. She really did think she was superior to me. I mean, that's what Stuart convinced her. He convinced her that I was not going to turn out well, and that, he made me want to be young forever, to be a kid forever. That's what he made me. He made me into Peter Pan. I didn't want to grow up. I wanted to be in, and I wanted to be in adult bodies and have adult existences, but I didn't want to ever go back to being Claire on Earth. It was it. I had so much fun, and I do have that joy. I remember the joy of being in control of my life and achieving all these amazing things. And I guess that's what Vega was trying to do, was enable me to, have such a vast, create such vast achievements for myself. And, yeah, they were astronomical achievements, but, I'm the one paying for it, and, I just don't know when things are gonna change. You know, like I said, I'm upset today because I took the whole day trying to install something on an external drive that I just it just takes so much time. I mean, it should just be like, okay, push the button, let it install, be done with it, then let's move on, But no, it's just like all this jargon, computer jargon, which I'm not, I didn't I was a computer science major, but I never really pursued it. Okay. And I was going to study up on becoming uh you know what is it called? Oh, can't even think of the word right now. The people who fight hackers, those kind of people, security, I don't know, anti-hackers, whatever. And I'm trying to, um, what's the term? Cybersecurity, I guess it is. Somebody must have helped me. Oh, I went to vote. What is this? I went to vote with my 19-year-old daughter in November. This is another wonderful secret. We voted for the candidate who is out on bail, 20K foster bail bonds, Georgia, was found guilty of felonies and was found liable for SA. So, wow. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I can put this on the screen. I don't know. Why would you have voted for somebody like that, I wonder? I don't know if it's a joke or what. I certainly wouldn't be voting for somebody like that. Well, yeah, cybersecurity, whatever it is. And I kind of put it aside. I said I was gonna go forward with that, and I started, but then I had to keep paying for the subscription over at Google or wherever it was. Actually, it's not Google. Whatever that site is that has a lot of degrees um, and certificates that you can earn. Yeah, I was paying a subscription and I couldn't pay it anymore, so it just shut down, and then I just everything shut down for me. I was really focused on YouTube, and YouTube hasn't really worked out for me, and I don't know if it ever will. But I keep going, and I don't know. It seems really pointless. I really appreciate those of you who are watching. Thank you for your support. Um, but I don't know. I can't help but keep going with YouTube because I love it so much, and you know, it's not very encouraging when the algorithm doesn't push you out for whatever reason. And believe me, I'm not some new kid on the block. I know all this stuff. But if you can't be yourself on a platform, I mean, what else are you gonna be but yourself? And I've tried to adapt to the algorithm in different ways, and then I run out of money and I can't keep it going because AI is you know AI filmmaking is something I really love, and it just takes a little money, and I'm trying to do it for free and without being censored. And and I took so long today trying to figure out how to download something on my external drive, and it's like, it should be so simple, it shouldn't be so complex, and, the instructions act like you're supposed to, you've taken a like you've been coding for years or something. It's like, "No, just don't speak in jargon. Speak in regular English." I don't speak computer jargon. I mean, I know a few words and few phrases and stuff, but, don't make me go to Google to look up every other word so I can figure out what the hell you're talking about. I just want to make a I just wanna make AI films. That's all I wanna do. Just tell me in regular English how to set myself up so I can do it for without a lot of money, without censorship. I mean, that's all. I just wanna make some money. I just need some money. I mean, I just don't know what the hell everybody wants from me. I mean, what the hell does everybody want from me? I'm going live every day. Why am I going live every day? I don't know. Hardly anyone watches. I appreciate those who do. Thank you very much. I just don't know what the hell everybody wants from me. I just found out that the food pantry is closed on Monday because it's a holiday. I didn't know if I could go live tonight because my internet was supposed to be turned off today. It was supposed to be turned off. I mean, last month they turned it off around noon. And but last month I was able to turn it back on the next day. This month I can't, and I can't until Wednesday. And so I was prepared to go without internet tonight, and I could use the hotspot on my phone to go live possibly, and I didn't know how long the hotspot would last. I had 3 days, before I get paid. And I'm really suffering, you guys. I'm really suffering. Yeah, so I can't go to the food pantry on Monday. It's okay. I'm so grateful that I spent extra money getting 160 ounces of just plain white rice. I can't get the basmati rice, which is like twice as expensive, more than twice as expensive. But I splurged a little getting the biggest bag that I thought we could afford. And I'm so grateful that I did because I've had to I'm feeding my dogs rice and beans. We had some meat earlier in the week, but not anymore. And I can't go there on Monday to get any more. I've used up both my turns in the pantry. We get 2 time. We can only visit the actual pantry twice a month. And then every Monday and Friday, Wegmans, which is a local grocery chain, delivers food, extra food, that they are taking off the shelves because they're expiring or whatever. And they're not going to be delivering on Monday because it's not open on Monday. And yeah, we're fine. We have enough. We have enough. But thank goodness I got 160 ounces of rice, or we wouldn't be fine. The beans, they're still around. I still have one part. I have some beans left, not a whole lot. But at least we got some rice. And yeah, we have some fish, frozen fish that we got from the pantry the other day. I just don't know what anyone wants from me. After all I've been through in my life, I would expect a little better treatment by now. Yeah, I could pretend I'm 18 years old and look for a job somewhere, at a gas station or 7-Eleven or Burger King. Yeah, spend all my time making very little, just monopolize my time and make very little. I'm trying to find ways of, making the most use of that time and making more money. But every time that happens, I'm shut down. And, you know, it would solve a lot of our problems to sell our house down in Augusta, which we can barely maintain. I mean, the bills are just, we can barely, like, we're not able to afford all the bills that we are associated with our property in Augusta. But we have to hold out until we can go down there, and I have a situation here at this house where we have to spend money here at this house to I just didn't wanna go into it, and I won't, but we have a lot of money we have to pay here at this house before we leave, and, we can't afford that, but we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice, and then so we have a lot of we have extra things we have to pay for, hundreds, I mean, like, we're talking, like, $1,000, like, $1,500 that we have to pay between now and whenever we leave for Augusta, on top of everything else that we're trying to keep up with and we can't. And that's, and in order for us to make money, we have to prepare, on our house, we have to prepare our property for sale, it's not prepared, we still have stuff there. We have to clear the property and prepare it for the market and to be put on the market, and but we can't afford to get down there, and we have to pay all we can't leave our house until we invest in what I'm talking about. And then, oh, I didn't mention, our front end of our truck fell off with our license plate, and we have to get a new license plate. I mean, at least we passed inspection despite this. We didn't even know it was missing until inspection told us, but we still passed. And then we found out at our local restaurant that we went to that we had lost it in their parking lot, but they gave it to the police, and we're trying to track down our license plate, and it's nowhere. The DMV doesn't have it. I don't know. I guess we have to go to some other town where there's the sheriff. But you know what? It's good. I want to change our license plate because it contains the numbers 9454. 94 for 1994 and 54 for 1954. That's the year David Wayne Craig was born. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it when the woman at the DMV handed me this particular license plate. I couldn't believe it. 9454. And now we have an opportunity to change it, and I guess that's a good thing. I'm we need to transition away and beyond that. So we gotta pay for that. And then, the deputy mayor wants us to, well, we'd have to do this anyway. To take the bus down to Georgia, we'd have to renew our registration in Georgia. We can't register it here in New York because Georgia refuses or is not capable of giving us our title on our bus. They're, like, forcing us to re-register in Georgia. That was the last thing I wanted to do, but I have no choice now, especially with the deputy mayor saying, "Oh, you gotta do that." Okay. It's on our land, but yeah, just like in Georgia, you can't park something, a vehicle on your land that is not properly registered unless, I don't know, unless you have it in storage, which, is a possibility, I guess, but I don't know. It's not registered in New York and, Georgia. We can't store it in Georgia unless we drive it down there. It's just so many things that are just, and then I have to manage Dean, and he just doesn't do well, and he's become my child, and I'm his mommy, and I have 2 dogs, 4 cats, that's 6 animals, and it's just like, what do you want from me? I guess you're all trying to destroy my life, you're just trying to get me to give up, and I mean, what is going on here? What is the purpose of all this bloodshed and suffering? What is the purpose? It's an experiment to see how Claire reacts, what she does. I mean, I'm just so freaking tired of this experiment. I don't see that it helps anyone. It certainly doesn't help me. It just enables a lot of people to continue to be paid, all my money, and I want my money. What do I have to do to get my money? Okay, all you people out there that know that are my people. Yeah, I'm talking to my people, everybody, not just like 1, 2 people. I'm talking about the whole crew of people that are my people, that are Team Claire. You communicate with me telepathically, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you get me to do all that I do when I do it. Tell me, you need to telepathically tell me what the hell is going on. What the hell you want me to do next? You need to tell me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Do I shut down? Do I just disappear? What am I supposed to do? It really seems like nobody wants me to exist. But I exist. I wouldn't be so upset, right? I mean, I exist. This is not my world. I don't belong here. I want my people to know I don't feel like I belong here. I mean, I'm don't worry, everybody else. I mean, I I'm I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna die. I don't want to die. This is not my environment. The earth is not my environment. And I want my people, if I'm supposed to stay on earth, I want my people to make it my environment right now because I don't know what to do. And I can't keep going on like this. And can't you see? I can't keep going on like this. When I was a child and y'all saw that I was stressed, you stopped. You protected me. Where are you now that I'm an adult? What is this, some kind of training program? Is this Vega this is the thing about Vega. That's so freaking annoying. They like to train you like they know how tough I am, and they just train me harder than anybody else, and it's just not, humane. It's just not. I've already got my training in. I've already done it. Okay, I know. Also, probably, they know that when they stress me out, I stay young. I actually I guess the opposite happens to me than what happens to others. I stay younger. Somehow it triggers my youth hormones or whatever the hell it is in my body, and I'm younger, with all the stress, whereas other people, they have something else triggered in their body that makes them older, and I guess they're trying to make it as young as possible. I don't know. I just I just I'm ready to have an adult life, okay? I don't wanna stay a child forever, a minor, whatever you wanna say. I'm 59 years old. I wanna have a good life. I wanna have a life worth living. I want to be allowed to follow through and create what I need to create to be happy. I mean, who cares about the world at this point? Of course I do care, but the world doesn't care about me. So, okay, I need to occupy myself. Okay, if I'm not going to be allowed to fulfill my mission, you have to give me some way to occupy myself. Okay, this is not the way you have it. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so miserable. I'm so unhappy. And I can't, and this is the way you want me to be for the rest of my life? I mean, is this the way I'm going into my 60th birthday? And that's we're already in September by tomorrow. My birthday is a month and 21 days away, October 21st. Is this how I'm gonna enter my 60th year? Just totally miserable and defeated and trapped, and I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that this is my existence. I was promised so much more than this. Daddy, you promised me so much more than this. Ross, you promised me so much more than this. What happened? What happened? Why are you putting me through this? It wasn't supposed to be like this. I mean, I know Daddy tried to warn me that it was going to be difficult. Because, what happened was Ross put it in the computer, one of their Vega computers. It's not like our stupid computers down here. I guess it's getting smarter and smarter down here, but he put it into the computer like what the best case scenario was for Claire. The best. I mean, that's what Ross wanted for me, and I really appreciate that. And what the computer spit out was this. This is my best case scenario. This is it. Oh, this sucks, man. It sucks so much. Best case scenario. Yeah, best case scenario for who? For Donald Trump? For who? My twin? Who? Dennis Boyd? Not for me. Or Dean, for that matter. At least not right now. What is about to happen? Are you gonna turn things around? Or is this my new normal? Am I supposed to get used to this and just make do, huh? Is this what I get? Is this what I deserve? Well, I hope you love my blotchy, crying, swollen face. I hope you're happy. This is it, huh? Yeah. Oh, I'm just really upset today. If I had to spend hours just trying to do the most basic thing, with my external disk on my computer. I mean, maybe I wouldn't be so upset right now. Yeah, our technology on Earth is just so antiquated. It's nothing compared to what I was used to when I was a kid. Everything was so easy. That's the thing about advanced technology. It makes everything so much easier. It's not like this coding business and all these technicalities. It's not like that. That's antiquated technology. advanced technology makes things effortless for humans, not for computer. It's still in computer, it's still the computer's world and the computer language and the computer this, the computer that. It needs to be human centered. That's true advanced technology when it's the human that has an effortless experience, not the computer. Forget the computer. The computer can do things so easily compared to us humans. Why are you trying to make it easier for the computers? Let's make it easier for the human beings. And everything's just so ridiculous how tedious it is just to do the most basic things. All right. Well, I guess I'm not worth very much today. I mean, I guess it was important to express my pain and sorrow and suffering so people understand. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody cares. I mean, all anyone has to think of is like, how would they feel if they were in my shoes? How would they feel going through all this? They don't need to see me crying and upset. Maybe you want them to see how upset and uncomfortable I am. I don't know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I might as well have died a long time ago. Nobody gives a fuck. What is the point of all that I went through? What is the point? That money was only meant for somebody who went through all that I went through. Nobody else deserves it. Nobody. I'm the only person who deserved it. I mean, I think so. I think so. And without me, there's nothing. We're done. I think so. I think we're done. If there's nothing, no place for Claire, because I don't fit in this little box. Okay, this is not my little box. I'm not a little. I don't fit in a box. I don't fit in a container. So, yeah, I guess I was going to talk about the 25th Amendment for Trump. Yeah, we need to remove him from office somehow. And I really liked what Maxine Waters had to say. Yeah, 25th Amendment. I mean, I just don't know why Trump is allowed to change the rules, but I can't change the rules, or if I don't follow the rules, I mean, this is what I mean. If I don't follow the rules, it's hell to pay, right? But Trump, he just changes the rules, and everybody says okay, because he pays them all off with my money. He pays them my money. It's my money he pays. It's not his. It's my money. And he just pays them all off with my money, and they do what he says, and they think he's some king. He's not. He's a fucking fraud. He's a ridiculous example of a human being that I can't believe my people have allowed to parade around and for centuries. I mean, it seems like Trump has been around for centuries, doesn't it? Oh, so tired of him. Why? Why do you have him parading around? I know it's his karma. I know he's in his past life, he must have been that King George the Third that caused the Revolutionary War. I mean, he certainly acts like it. Maybe he was even Hitler. What do you think? Or was Hitler alive when he was? But you can still be alive and still be that person simultaneously. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, he was alive, wasn't he? I don't remember what year he was born, but yeah, he's younger than my parents, right? Just by a few years. So yeah, Hitler. Uh, I don't know when he died. Let's find out. When did Hitler die? Okay, April 30th, 1945. 80 years ago. Today? Well, no, not today. I guess they wrote that on April 30th. It was 80 years ago this year, I guess. He was only 56 years old, younger than me, and he was born on April 20th. He had just celebrated his 56th birthday. He was born in 1889. You know, Hitler is one of my genetic fathers. And that's what makes, well, I guess he's one of, I don't know, I think Trump wants his father to be Trump. I don't know if it is. Excuse me. I don't think so, actually. His father, Trump's father, looks like Hitler, don't you think? And maybe he was related to Hitler. My grandma Flanagan, was also a daughter of Hitler, like me. And that is Trump's genetic mother. He's also my brother, my genetic brother. And he so much admires that Hitler. But he's the whole cause of all this bullshit. It was Daddy, Jose Toda, who talked Hitler into killing him, doing away with himself. He did do away with himself. Here, we'll look at the Wikipedia article. Where am I? Okay, he's shared. Let's read this. Adolf Hitler, Chancellor and dictator of Nazi Germany from 1933 to 1945, committed, unalived himself by gunshot to the head on the 30th of April, 1945, in the Breuer bunker in Berlin, after it became clear that Germany would lose the Battle of Berlin, which led to the end of World War II in Europe. Eva Braun, his longtime companion and wife of one day, also died, unalived herself by cyanide poisoning. In accordance with Hitler's prior written and verbal instructions, that afternoon, their remains were carried up the stairs and through the bunker's emergency exit to the Reich Chancellery garden, where they were doused in petrol and burned. The news of Hitler's death was announced on German radio the next day, the 1st of May. Eyewitnesses who saw Hitler's body immediately after his unaliving testified that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot, presumably to the temple. Otto Gunsch, or whatever, Hitler's personal adjutant, who handled both bodies, testified that while Brahms smelled strongly of burnt almonds, an indication of cyanide poisoning, excuse me, there was no such odor about Hitler's body, which smelled of gunpowder. Dental remains found in the Chancellery garden were matched with Hitler's dental records in May 1945 and are the only portion of Hitler's body confirmed to have been found. The Soviet Union restricted the release of information and released many conflicting reports about Hitler's death. Historians have largely rejected these as part of a deliberate disinformation campaign by Joseph Stalin to sow confusion regarding Hitler's death, or have attempted to reconcile them. Soviet records allege that the burnt remains of Hitler and Braun were recovered, despite eyewitness accounts that they were almost completely reduced to ashes. In June 1945, the Soviets began promulgating two contradictory narratives that Hitler died by cyanide or that he had survived and fled to another country. Following extensive review, West Germany issued a death certificate in 1956. Conspiracy theories about Hitler's death continued to attract interest. Yeah, it was Jose Toda that convinced him to unalive himself and put it into World War II. And um, that's how the father, that's how he did it while Bert Fields, and that's how Bert Fields, my genetic father, who is the older twin of Queen Elizabeth, who is my genetic father many, many times over, and is the body that Josie Toda still inhabits as Clint Eastwood. I know that's kind of complicated and weird. That's how that my fake father, I called him my fake father, got permanent residency in Vega. Now, he was unalived, and because of the damage he did to me when he was trusted in the role of, I don't know, he was in my god chair. My fake father, I think, was done away with and forced to reincarnate. And even though he was allowed into Vega for a short time, in Vega they don't mess around. And if somebody violates a child, they're punished by death every time. There's no, and they have the technology to know if they're guilty or not. There's no trial. They know because there are eyes everywhere in Vega, and the computers watch everything. They know everything. And these are like advanced computers beyond anything we can comprehend on Earth. And so there's no secrets in Vega. There are no secrets. And it's like one big happy family up there. And yeah, they trusted him. They allowed him in because of what he achieved, but he didn't achieve it. It really was Jose Toda. But I guess they just let them both. I mean, Jose Toda was from there, but they just let him in, and he was an example of how that doesn't always work. I've achieved permanent residency in Vega myself because I achieved sainthood a long time ago. And I guess that I don't know. I think I've been tortured so much. I've achieved sainthood status and long ago. I'm not just a martyr. So I have permanent residence up there, and that's why I just don't understand why I'm down here. I mean, I don't want to die. I always wanted to come back. It was me that wanted to come back. And they kept putting me back, but I just don't know why they did, because there's nothing but tragedy here for me. And I guess they knew that, but I kept wanting to go back, and so they kept putting me back. I guess I could have chosen not to come back. That would have been smarter, huh? Because what a mess my life is here. Even when I feel like I've overcome so much and made so much progress and achieved so much, it's not valued down here. I'm like a diamond, not in the rough. I mean, I'm just a diamond that was thrown in the mud, and everybody thinks I'm a rock, and I'm a diamond, you guys. Like the rarest diamond that exists. Not just any diamond, like the most rarest of rarest. I don't know. I gotta do my research on diamonds to know what the rarest of the rarest diamonds there are and, worth like millions of dollars or something. That's me. And I was just thrown in the mud. And everybody thinks, oh, she's in the mud. She's just a rock. She's not a diamond. No, nobody would throw a diamond like that in the mud. That's how we think down here. Like, oh, if she was such a rare diamond, I mean, she'd be put on a pedestal and yeah, we'd all know about her. Yeah, they threw me in the mud and everybody's being tricked and fooled. And I guess, I don't know. It's pretty sad. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what what happens from here going forward. I really don't. I'm just my wedding anniversary is coming up on September 5th. Maybe they're saving everything for September 5th. I know, but I'm so freaking tired of, oh, is it this day? Oh, let's wait for this day. And I waste my time and waste my energy. And the day passes and that's it. Nothing. But, the way it's going to happen when, you know, it's going to happen one day. I mean, I think so. I don't think I'd be put back on Earth if I was just meant to rot here. I just don't. I really have a lot of faith that way, I guess. I mean, I guess I have doubt but when it comes down to it, I really do have faith. I have 100% faith. I know that I would never be abandoned down here if I didn't have something really important to do because I haven't done anything yet. I've achieved nothing. If I haven't been allowed to achieve anything. And maybe that was the point, it's a great cover to make it look like I'm not anybody's important. And, you know, it's a great contrast, for when I find, it's going to be such an amazing story and everybody, so many of the losers of the world will be so delighted that one of the losers did it. I guess that's what they're after. I guess that's the storyline. I just don't know. Anyway, I feel better having just let it out, but thank you for watching and thank you for following around along as I figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. At least I'm gonna get paid in a couple days, but it's like in a few days, 3 days. I guess we have to get through Monday. Sunday's almost done. This is what my life is down to. Counting the days till I get paid and figuring out what I'm gonna do with the days I have in between. Okay, we gotta get through Monday, we gotta get through Tuesday, and then I get paid in the morning on Wednesday. Yay! But then, like, I pay my bills and we have $20 left over to eat. You know, it's bad. And then I'm like trying to like figure out how I can make money and I'm trying to get it together and I don't have the money for the tools I need to get it together and do something that'll really like be worthwhile and change our lives. And then like somebody wants me to pay something else and then somebody wants me to pay something else and then this happens and I have to pay more. It's like, come on, like do something. Intervene. September 5th, please. I mean, please don't let this be another day that goes by every year. And you're not going to make it my birthday because I have a identical twin who doesn't deserve shit, okay? It's not our birthday. I know that because we talked about that in 1994. My life is not going to change. They're not waiting for my birthday because my ex-husband doesn't deserve anything either. He's our triplet brother. Yeah, I married my triplet brother, not intentionally, not unknowingly. And my identical twin really is a spoiled brat who doesn't deserve shit. She's actually her 15-year-old self is Trump. She's inside the body of Trump as a 15-year-old. As a 15-year-old, doesn't deserve shit. So, it's not going to be my birthday. Yeah, we talked about Christmas, but you're not going to make me wait till Christmas, right? You're not. I think it could be. We talked about anniversaries. And it could be my wedding anniversary on September 5th. And if it doesn't happen then, there's going to be some other day I'm going to wonder about. And this is a torture. This is what you put me through. This is a torture. It's a torture. It's how you keep me down and prevent me from being all that I can be until it's time. Well, it better be time pretty damn soon. All right. I think that's more than enough for one day. It's over an hour now. I cried for like most of it. Again, I really appreciate everybody who watches and cares. All right. Well, if you could just give me a thumbs up. I really think I deserve it. I don't know if you think I do too. If you think I do too, then give me a thumbs up because I think I deserve it. And if you can handle the truth, please subscribe if you haven't already. And that's it. Over and out. Peace out. Thank you for watching. And let me just check the chat. Nobody else. That's it. Bye-bye.